Imagine you walk into an ice cream store. Your eyes fall on all the colors, all the flavors, and the wacky names. Now imagine each of these flavors as a different path. Have you ever stood in that store and felt confused with all those options? Sometimes they all look so good, and sometimes neither catches your eye. In this situation, how do you pick your flavor? Well, that's what I'm here to help you with. Let's get started. To do this, we have to choose between two paths that simplify our decision-making process, and I can't emphasize this enough, but neither path is better than the other. I say this with confidence because I'm pulling from two rather famous search algorithms in computer science, and by the end of this video, you're going to walk out understanding them too. Now, if you're wondering what a search algorithm is or what it's used for, in simple words, every time you search something on the internet, some really smart guy uses a permutation or combination of a search algorithm like this one to generate results. Anyway, our two algorithms, the breadth first and depth first search, are represented by our two friends, Billy and Dylan. Billy is an explorer at heart. He's recently had a tongue surgery and is rediscovering his palate. His approach is breadth first, where he prefers to play risk-free and doesn't want to shut off any options early on. He has an open mind and wants to sample every flavor if required to find the right one. Billy is basically the worst customer at this ice cream shop, making the server work extra hard. Billy says that he doesn't want to risk missing out on his favorite flavor. It could be hidden anywhere in these options, so it's important to have an open mind. It might be creamy, chocolatey and rich like chocolate lava daydream, or spiced like the chai whisper, or even nostalgic like the bubblegum stardust. He decides to constantly taste across categories, selecting new flavors at random to start striking off options or even entire categories. In reality, this could look like a child who's still discovering his or her personality. They might be sporty, artistic, creative, analytical, or a combination of any of these. When they pick extracurricular at school, they pick in all directions to slowly discover who they are. And to an explorer like Billy, who's excited by options all over the board, breadth first or playing wide is the best path. While Dylan and his depth first approach focuses on categories. Dylan starts by narrowing his options. He picks a single category between a creamy or a sorbet base and then chooses between chocolatey, coffee or fruits, then nut or no nuts to try and find his flavor. At every stage, he commits completely to one path to narrow his choices instead of keeping all options open. He's like a child who has their personality figured out a bit and prefers to specialize in one field instead of exploring many options. If you know anyone who loves sports and hates art, or loves solving puzzles but hates to sing or dance, would they really waste their time deciding between drawing and painting or salsa and hip hop? Dylan doesn't look back, except if he meets a dead end. Imagine he's tried all the creamy chocolatey options with nuts and didn't like any. In this case, he backtracks to the last choice he's made. Maybe nuts aren't his thing after all. He needs to reassess that choice. Notice how Dylan doesn't panic back to a sorbet just because chocolate and nuts failed, and Billy doesn't suddenly drop all other categories to commit to just fruit. That's because even in a simple visit to an ice cream shop, we can observe two distinct personalities making choices in diametrically different ways. The explorer explores and the specialist specializes at every decision-making point in life until they find their favorite flavor. And honestly, neither path is better than the other. Even in computer science, the breadth first search is great for finding the closest or most immediate results, like when your phone suggests the nearest Wi-Fi networks or the closest people you may know, while the depth first is the perfect algorithm for digging deep, like searching through all the files and subfolders on your computer to find one hidden photo. Coders all over the world use the option that works best for them. In fact, the exact algorithm they choose can make or break their product. Similarly,
Your job is to discover the style that works best for your situation, your circumstances, and your mind. The ones that come naturally to you and make you feel at ease. Then shut out all other voices and opinions because this is your visit to the ice cream shop. And when you walk out with your scoop and realize you don't like it, no one else will lend you their flavor.